Madam President, the RWPC convened on the 27th and 28th September at Premier Hotel OR Tambo International Airport in Johannesburg, South Africa. The SADC-PF RWPC, in conjunction with the Sisters for Change, the United Nations Population Fund, the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, the Joint United Nations Program on HIV and AIDS, the SADC Secretariat and Plan International convened to take the important first step in developing a model law of the gender-based violence for the SADC region. The model law on GBV is intended to assist SADC member states to develop comprehensive domestic laws to combat the scourge of gender-based violence, which reflect internationally and regional human rights standards. Representatives and GBV expect from the Convention on the Elimination of Discrimination Against Women, Women Committee, UN agencies, regional civil society organizations, and universities were also in attendance. The meeting was officially opened by the Speaker of Parliament of the Republic of South Africa, Honorable Thandi Modise. The meeting proved to be a robust platform for which the meaningful engagement on her legislation challenges in combating and effectively responding to gender-based violence in the SADC region. We therefore noted with concern the unacceptable high level of gender-based violence, especially violence against women and girls and femicide in the region that undermine the ability of women and girls to fully enjoy and exercise their human rights and freedoms and realize their full potential. We also noted the numerous legal frameworks addressing certain aspects of gender-based violence in the 9 member parliaments present at the meeting, as well as the variation in national legislative architecture, namely in the numbers and scope of different laws across the countries. We further noted the coexistence of customary law and state legislation in many of the SADC member states and the challenges this duality poses for women. We further recognize that despite the existence of national legislation relating to some aspect of gender-based violence, member states continue to experience challenges related to weak implementation of national legislation and policies on gender-based violence, therefore resulting in an ability of member states to meet their legal obligation to prevent, protect against, investigate, punish, and provide remedies for gender-based violence. We supported the resolution of the SADC-PF 44 plenary assembly session held in Maputo, Mozambique from the 26th November to 10 December 2018, calling on the development of the SADC model law of GBV that will serve as a legislative yardstick for member states. We also welcome the decision to develop the SADC model law on GBV, which will be a critical tool to trigger policy reforms and develop or the revision of substantive laws in member states, as it will serve to inform, guide, improve, and strengthen implementation of the domestic laws and policies on gender-based violence. We reiterated that the model law on GBV will highlight the relationship between economic dependency and gender-based violence, especially domestic violence, as well as its cost to the economy, thereby acting as a powerful advocacy tool for increased financial commitment to the gender-based violence response. We committed to drawing on international and regional legal standards to inform the process of harmonizing language and definition within the model law of GBV in order to capture the realities of the disproportionate levels of violence against women and girls while remaining cognizant of violence experienced by other genders and groups within the society. We reiterated that the model law on gender-based violence will provide guidance on tackling new forms of violence including climate-related violence and violence emerging as a result of the digital environment. We recognized the necessity to understand and address the broad, complex, and multi-layered spectrum that is gender-based violence in order to provide protection to groups often marginalized in legislation and policy making. These include, amongst others, women and girls with disabilities, women and girls from minority groups, female prisoners, and migrants, so that we leave no one behind. We further recognize the importance of an integrated and multi-sectoral government approach to attacking gender-based violence, which rallies the support and active engagement on all relevant ministers and political actors. We resolved to include clear requirements for member states to collect, disaggregate, analyze, and utilize data concerning gender-based violence in line with internationally agreed standards in order to address the current problem of lack of data on gender-based violence in the region. We reiterated that model law on GBV will outline the importance of rigorous research, data collection, and evaluation on gender-based violence in order to better inform and respond. We committed to ensuring that in addition to parliamentaries, young people and young women in particular, women's rights organizations and strategic implementers of gender-based violence legislation participate meaningfully in the process of developing the SADC model law on GBV. We appreciated the collective strength of partnership forged in this meeting and committed to further developing and building on this in moving forward the development of the SADC model law on GBV. We recommended that this resolution be tabled for adoption at the 46th Plenary Assembly of the Forum. Madam President, I beg to move. Thank you.